saw you guys play a shorthanded Warriors team earlier this month. Did you think the focus from your team was better tonight compared to a few weeks ago?
I just think we're continuing to try to build and get better. They didn't have their guys tonight, so we spoke about it in the locker room that we just needed to play to our standards. We want to respect our opponents. I said it earlier, but we just want to play our style. I thought we did that tonight, and it's good to get a win.
I believe it was 57 bench points. How important has the depth for you guys been all year?
It's extremely important for if you want to go far, especially in the postseason. Having your second unit that can come in, that can execute, that's fearless. They play together. They play with joy. It makes all the difference in the world of how far your team can go.
Yeah, this was B.I.'s first 30-point game of the season. How good was it to see him just get himself going early within the flow of the offense?
It was great. I thought he was fantastic all game. He played with force. When he decided to go, he went quickly, things that we've talked about. It was just good to see him put together an all-around good game. Like I said, good. It's hard to win in the NBA, so anytime you can get a win, no matter who it is great for us.
Yeah, you mentioned they didn't have all their guys, but 28 turnovers is still pretty good for your defensive unit. Just what did you think about just the disruptiveness you guys had on that end?
Yeah, we just want to keep building. Get deflections, make sure we're communicating defensively. We go on the road here for 2 games, so we'll play against some tough matchups, and we'll continue to build. But like I said, great win.
How nice was it to see Devonte be able to get going tonight?
Really good to see Devonte get open, knock down some catch and shoot threes. He had it going, so we stuck with him a bit longer. And it's always look. Devonte is a great teammate. He's handled this situation as best as anybody I've seen. So I'm appreciative, and it's a blessing to have him on our team. And when he gets an opportunity to play and to score big like that, we're all rooting for him.
How important is it for when, JV has a double-double in 23 minutes, and his minutes have kind of gone down depending on matchups. Devonte comes in like that. Willy and Jaxson, Garrett. How important is it to celebrate those guys when they do have moments where they can step up outside of the normal rotation?
It's extremely important. It's what makes our team just connected. Is recognizing guys even when they don't play, recognizing them how they're cheering for their teammates. But then when they get an opportunity to play, they're playing the right way. They're still playing hard. They're doing all the things behind the scenes so that when the opportunity presents itself, they're ready to go in the game and just continue to get better. Like I said, myself, our organization, we're appreciative of the character that we have in our locker room. Without those guys, we wouldn't be the team that we are. And we've made a ton of adjustments since last season. And Jaxson and Willy and Devonte and JV and all of our guys have handled it with grace.
Another 30 assist night as a team. Just what do you think of the ball movement that's been there in the past basically week and a half or so?
Great. We love it. All the guys are touching the ball. They're making the right plays, getting into the paint, kicking it out. We're shooting more threes, making more threes. So I think that's important to our offense. And like I said, it's a fun game to play when everybody's involved.
It's 17 games this season now. Guys have been in and out the lineups, but where do you feel your comfort level is with the team and when it comes to spacing with Zion and Jonas on the floor together?
We're very comfortable with it. Zion is going to, take up some paint space, and JV is more than capable of spacing the floor, knocking down a few threes when he needs to. And that's the makeup of our team. So we try to adjust around those guys. And JV will post up, Zion will post up, Brandon will post up. Sometimes they're all spaced, and we just continue to work on it.
JV's usage has changed from last year a little bit. He's using about 30% of his possessions in post-up situations. His pick-and-roll usage has decreased from like 20% to 14%-ish. Again, it's early. Some of it's incorporating Zion. Do you feel it's something that is a product of the spacing that for trying to fit in a piece like Zion?
I feel like more than anything, it's there's sacrifices on everybody's part in order to be a good team. JV has been great. We've had discussions about, how he can attack offensively, being in the right spots defensively. And in order to be good, there's just sacrifices that all of our guys make, that I have to make, adjustments that we make. And at the end of the day, wherever his usage is, post up, pick and rolls, it's about winning and having a we score mentality, doing it together, and that's what we're about. We'll continue to try to look at how to take advantage of JV when we can, but he's doing a fantastic job of handling things the way it's been going so far.
Was Zion's approximate playing time predetermined or just a feel thing during the game? And Anna, how did you feel he looked, coming off the injured foot?
We were up, 30 points or something like that going into the fourth quarter. So, just decided to not play Brandon, Zion, CJ. That's why his minutes is down a bit. I think he's still knocking off a little bit of rust, but he'll be fine.
In a game where you have a big lead, sometimes coaches like to work on different things. When you have these leads and playing with the team like that, was it something that you guys wanted to work on in the second half? I mean, you ballooned the league to 40 points in the fourth quarter, but was there something like a concerted effort to work on something in particular?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. It was, our message was we have standards that we want to play to, and in the second half, we want to play to our standards. We want to move the ball. We want to compete. We want to be in the right spots defensively, rebounding the ball, and playing fast. That led us to, building the league, something that, we hadn't done always. And so, to me, that's an area of growth for us.
Coach, Dyson Daniels got a little early run this morning or today. How do you feel like he did just overall running the offense? He got some more spots. It seemed like he was having a little bit more responsibility tonight.
He did great. I thought he got us into our sets. He was early, loud, and continuous with his communication about what he wanted to run. He knows that we have environments, miss environments, make environments, call plays. He did a great job of going out and executing. But I think more than anything, his confidence is growing, and that's good to see.
Gotcha. And during the media chalk talk a couple of days ago, Joel and AD alluded to some holiday plans the team had made so that the team can keep this good rhythm together, even though you have 2 road games coming up. Do you allude to that? Do y'all have any way you're going to get for like Thanksgiving coming back home, or just straight from San Antonio?
Yeah, no, we normally we would I think we play San Antonio Wednesday. We would normally either stay in San Antonio or go to Memphis, but we're coming home to try to spend the whole day Thursday home and take a later flight out to Memphis. It's look, it's the holidays. We want to be around our families. We want to have a chance to eat some of this good food here in New Orleans, and sleep on a plane probably. But it was more about being human. We have an opportunity to be home on Thanksgiving. It's a blessing to be able to share those moments with your family, with your friends. And we decided to come home, and we'll go to Memphis a little later. That was it.
Coach, have you ever noticed when Jose's checking in the game, the crowd's ovations for him just by simply entering the game? And tonight seemed to be awfully loud.
Yes, Jose is a fan favorite, and he should be. The way he plays, the energy that he brings, and he's like that all the time. So when he checks into practice, we all clapping too, just like the fans are, because he just turns the whole gym up. He's just fun to be around, and he's doing fantastic. It's great to see.
And when he does check in, do you ever find yourself thinking, what's he going to do next? What kind of momentum play am I going to see in the next few minutes?
You try not to let it get old. What he's doing is hard to do. He's unique on both ends of the floor. His energy is unique. So every time he gets in, I'm impressed of what Jose is able to do. And now we expect it. So it's twofold, but we're all proud of him, and, we'll continue to grow.
Just the same subject. You've been involved in your fair share of inbound passes as a player. So when you're standing there on the sideline, you see him intercept the inbound in the backcourt and put it right back in. Like, are you amused inside? What's going through your mind? When you see him do something like that.
I've never seen anything like it before, to be honest with you. Never seen somebody hide in the corner and steal the ball the way Jose does. And I'm sure teams are scouting him because I can see the players, when they're catching it, they're starting to look behind them. And I don't know what to do about it, but just let them do it. And it's a gift. Not all of us have it. And he told me he would get me if I was playing. I told him no way. I'll scout you, Jose. You wouldn't get me.
Are you surprised it still works this year?
I'm not. I mean, it looks like he's on the bench when he's hiding in the corner. So it's something he does well, and I'm sure teams are looking at him. But hopefully he continues to come up with steals.
Did it take some getting used to when you first saw him as a player, maybe in camp? You're like, why aren't you just get back on defense or anything like that?
Yeah, I was actually screaming at him to get back. I was like, Jose, what are you doing? And he just kept doing it. And now, none of us say anything, and he'll come up with, in 10 games, he'll come up with 3 or 4 steals. So it's pretty unique.
So does he remind you of anybody that you encountered throughout your career, as far as just the energy he brings? Does anybody?
No, not that I can think of. Jose's one of one. All right, thanks, guys.
I think TJ was
Getting lazy.
For you, how nice was it to be able to get going tonight? I know things have kind of changed rotation-wise, but for you to be able to get out there and start and hit some shots tonight.
It's always good to see the ball go through the hoop. Just be aggressive and look for my shot, and my teammates looking for me. So it was a fun night.
Another 30-assist game as a team tonight. What have you liked about the way you guys have been moving the ball in the past week and a half or so?
We've just been preaching, paint the great. We got obviously 4 guys in our starting lineup who draw a lot of attention. And just making the right plays, finding open guys, and everybody just being ready, to knock down shots.
One of those guys had 34 tonight. It seemed like he was in a rhythm. Just what's it like watching him when he's going like that?
It's just so effortless. He always plays with no emotion on his face, and you would look up and he got 30 and 7 and 9. So just super gifted.
I mean, with the ball moving tonight, it seems like even with that, your teammates are looking for you. How does that, feel when you're there looking for you?
It's good, man. I feel like we do a good job of, kind of having feel when you see guys are hot or whatever the case may be, hit a few shots. You want to kind of go back to them. So I think we do a good job of that normally. But lately we've been moving at the rock, so it's been looking good.
Devonte, I'm not sure how many you've had in your career, but how fun is it to knock down and get a 4-point play?
I don't know how many I had. I ain't had that many, but that's super exciting. You see guys around the league do it all the time, coming off the screen and just rising up. And, it's kind of hard when you're trailing to stop that fast. So, Steph and them do it all the time. So taking some pointers from them.
And speaking of momentum, changing plays, what's it like just to be on a team that's got Jose Alvarado, Herb Jones, and Dyson Daniels?
Man, they guys bring energy, especially in games where we ain't got no energy back-to-back. Jose always seems to make a play every time, or 2 or 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying? Like today he got a steal. He ain't even do nothing. They just threw him the ball. It's like he just be in the right place at the right time always. So that energy it don't go unnoticed.
Hey, Coach had told us that between the road games this week, y'all are going to come back home for Thanksgiving. How much does that mean to you that as a coach, let you come spend time with your family and works around what the players want to do as people, not just as ball players?
I think more so the coaches want to be with their family. I think it's the coaches. But, yeah, it's nice to be at home, a couple of hours, see my family not coming. So we're going to do Christmas here. So I'm gonna be by myself. I might order me some food or something, or tell Coach to bring me something to the plane. So we'll figure it out.
Going back to real quick to Jose, can you recall the first time you ever saw him pull that stunt, like a Grand Theft Alvarado type of steal, like in practice or in training camp before we saw it in a game?
No, first time was in a game. I probably seen it when y'all seen it. He didn't do it in training camp or practices, and so he did it one time in the game, and then from there, he just kept doing it. So, and then it came out that he was doing it in college. So that was the first time I seen it was in a game.
I saw you the other day. You were passing out turkeys. I believe that was Sunday. Passing out turkeys.
My days
what was that
mixed up.
Today. It's not mine too.
That was yesterday.
What was that experience like? Who were you with? Why did you do it?
Just giving back. At Vanda Nola, right down the street. It's probably about 7 minutes away. And I did it with Traquan Smith from the Saints. Just to give back to the community. You know how that goes, man. You got to give back. People support you. The fans support us. The Saints. It's like unbelievable how much they support us and admire what we do. So just give back to them people. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, what's today? Monday.
about who they are now. So the team makes all the other.
Y'all played them a couple weeks ago. They were shorthanded. This one, a lot more decisive win for you guys. Why do you think you guys were just able to make easier work of them tonight compared to a few weeks ago?
Everybody came in ready to play today. Added Z back in the mix, trying to just work on our execution a little bit on the offense and defensive end, and we made some shots. We got some stops on the defensive end, and that's always easier for our offense when we can get stops, rebound, and push it on the break and find the easiest shots. So that was kind of just us today.
Devonte, 6 threes. What did you think about him just getting hot tonight?
It was good for him. It builds confidence for him, for our team, putting him into the game and him coming off the bench and being ready. So it just builds confidence for all of us. We see it day in and day out at practice. So it's maybe a surprise for you guys, but not a surprise for us.
Yeah, and the bench, 57 points. What do you think about just the overall depth on this team?
Another thing, just staying ready. If the starting group doesn't bring the energy, which we did tonight, they're always there to back us up and bring the energy, especially with Jose, Naji, and Devonte and guys coming off the bench. It was good to see tonight.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, there were a couple games where the offense got a little stagnant. How much have you seen that improve, just the overall execution on offense and half-court sets?
Well, we're making a conscious effort of not trying to hold the basketball, trying to play a little faster, trying to see things a little faster. I think just seeing things in film help us a lot coming back to the games and just trying to work on our execution a little bit. We know with different teams we'll have to be stagnant and play a little slower, but this was a good one for us tonight and speeding our offense and defense.
Yeah, and just your first 30-point game of the season seemed like you were really just trying to be aggressive early on. Just what allowed you just to get into a rhythm early in this game?
Well, I know how we take some of these games, and it was important for me to just get out and be aggressive early and kind of lead by example in a way and make sure the energy is really, really good on the basketball floor. Everybody else was ready. Herb was ready. Jonas, Z, CJ was ready. So it made it easier for me to just step into my shot or do whatever on the basketball floor. They made it real easy for me.
It was another 30-assist game, kind of playing off one of his questions. Is just how much has ball movement been an emphasis to kind of get this offense going and not be stagnant the way it has been just in these last 3 or 4 games?
It's been a big emphasis, especially going back to film after we play games like this. Seeing the key things that they put on the board every single day, and ball movement is definitely one. Showing pictures of different shots when we're open is another one. So we just want to continue to improve each and every game.
Just again, building off of those 2 questions, now 17 games in, where would you say your comfort level is at with the spacing on the court, especially when you're playing with both Z and Jonas? Where would you say your comfort level is at?
Well, my comfort level is always good in being on the basketball floor because I'm just trying to adapt to any way and every way that we're playing. This may be 5 or 6 games with the starting group, maybe, if not more. We're still trying to figure it out. With playing with really, really good players, it's easy to figure it out. With us being aggressive and us going to open spots on the floor and us using our IQ. But we continue to work. We continue to get better. We continue to learn things from the film and come back to practice and be better. And we got, 70 more games left, 60-something.
Brandon, Willie called Jose Alvarado 1 of 1 in terms of, how he can bring that energy, can change a game at any moment's notice. When was the first time you ever noticed that about him? Was it in training camp, can you recall, in practice?
I don't know if I recall a moment. Since he came to New Orleans, he's kind stuck with me, been around me, and just we've had conversations about life. We've had conversations about basketball, and his energy is contagious. He's the same consistent person every single day that he walks in. I really got a taste of who he was in the playoffs, with him being ready, him coming in and being a difference maker. And he's continued to build confidence off of that and come in every single game and do something. So maybe the playoffs, maybe before that, but I know all in all he brings the same energy every single day.
Do you almost expect to see something every night from him, like whether it's one of those patented steals or something like that, that's going to turn all the momentum for you guys?
I wouldn't say I don't expect anything but him to bring the energy, him to change the energy in the room. Him being himself. He's a competitor out on the floor, and we know he believes in himself more than anyone. So he expects to make something happen, and we just follow him.
Yeah, we talk a lot about his defense, but how much have you seen his game grow on the offensive end, just being able to play around you guys and lead that second unit if he needs to?
Yeah. Other than that, the shot off the side of the backboard tonight.
You got the board.
But after that, he stayed confident. He shot the next one. So that's the difference. I don't think last year if he would have hit it off the side of the backboard that he would have continued to keep shooting. So, like I said, he believes in himself, and he's shooting open shots. He's getting to the lane. He's shooting his little floater. He's getting all the way to the rim, and he plays bigger than what he is. So he's important for our team.
A lot of it's made up of Jose, but I think Naji's been playing really well the past few games. What do you grade his, success, and how do you see him growing into the role that he's been playing in?
Pretty much the same people in a different way, coming out and being the energy guy. On the defensive end, him locking up and being in the right positions. On the offensive end, just knowing exactly what he does well and trying to get to the rim and make plays for other people. He's two of the guys that just stay ready on the bench and just hungry to play. So that's always good to have around.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Appreciate you making that long walk, bro.